do this and this and this. And I
It's-
feel
it's
like All right. 4 o'clock, let's go ahead and get the drainage committee meeting started. Let the record reflect that all members are present. Item number 1, update on the Lower Texas Drainage Project. So, yeah, Mr. Jones, any updates?
They're moving on, but, we've across the bridge now, you know, from the Lower Texas Bridge. They coming across, we have to get to the field. But it's working real good so far, but I thought I had maybe a more updated report.
From the engineer?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, no action on that. Item number 2, update on the Monterey Drainage Project.
They're not here, nobody's here for that.
Right.
Other than
Nobody there. Item number 3, update on Conshan Canal Project.
Ocean Canal. We have another project coming in there, and, what it is, I would like to include that with number 6. Look at number 6, to try to open up Violet Bush.
They're not gonna do that, Mr. Brooks.
Who's not?
The freshwater district's not gonna do that.
Why they want it?
They control that. They're not gonna open it
Why not?
because they don't want that water mixing with Violet Foods.
It won't. It's low, look, the lake is low.
We discussed this already.
When?
You put this on a previous meeting.
Yeah. So. I want to open it up.
It's not our decision
Why not?
because it's Violet Foods freshwater district decision.
Assumption for it.
How about we send a letter to the
Yeah, send a
district
letter
and see
to
if
the
they
district.
respond?
We did that already.
Yeah, but they can either deny it, send us a
Let's do that.
response.
Let's send a
I'll do
letter.
that. We're gonna send a letter to the district.
Well, I would like to increase the doggone seafood in the lake, and it will, because the lake is a damn cesspool with water flowing in. There's bigger crabs in Violet Foods right now, you haven't laid with. Because of Weir is out in Thibodeau. That was another thing that screwed up the whole bayou, the freshwater district, because of 2 people in Thibodeau. They condemned the bayou for all these years, and now the bayou is useless for travel, for, transportation and everything. And you should have traffic in these bodies of water to pick up the silt at the bottom, and the current would take the silt with it. And you keep this automatic cleanup for the canals.
Let's send my letter and ask them to be at the next meeting.
Yes.
Perfect. All right. Good. Item number 4.
Well, you can include that right now with a project. If we can do it, all you need is an excavator in about 2 hours.
Let's see what they say. All right, item number 4, accept resignation of Mr. Tony Bear from the Landry subdivision drainage district and seek out replacement.
They don't have a replacement. I have his resignation paper, but I haven't been to my house in a couple of days.
I have his, I think I have his resignation.
Do?
So we need to approve the resignation, but y'all don't have a replacement yet.
I'll make a motion to approve the
All
resignation.
right, motion by Mr. Carter,
Second.
second by Mr. Mathern. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Carries. Item number 5, request the state to sweep out the ditches along Highway 1010, 1011, 1012, and 400, Ward 4.
Nobody respond on that. Well, we have to get the water out of Monterey, and that's the only way we can get it. And we have to clean those ditches. It hadn't been tended in years.
Leroy, don't we have a form that we can fill out for to make that request?
Yeah, we do. Everybody has it.
Call them, we can get them at the next meeting if you want to.
We got a form that you can fill out and make the request.
We've been requesting that. In section.
But I'm saying, have you filled the form?
But
Have
we
you
want to
filled
do
the
the whole
form out
damn
and
thing.
submitted it to him? I don't know.
Get them at the next meeting, please, shit.
All right, let's get a form filled out and send it to the state.
Can
Meeting
somebody
the
provide
stadium.
a form? You got a copy of the form we can send them?
We did the assumption
Is it
stage.
something I can just-
He can stop us at the.
Mr. Bro can go visit the office on 308 and give it to
Yeah,
him.
go visit
You
off.
want me to go to?
They got a paper still out. Okay? You know that's that, huh? You know, correct?
Fill out all the papers you want.
Well, but that's how you gotta get started, huh?
All right, item number 6, request to open up Conshan Canal. Of course, we're gonna have them at the next meeting, so.
Next meeting.
Maybe not the next meeting, because the next meeting is next week,
Yeah.
but maybe the first meeting in
First of the
January.
year, all right? No action there. So, All right, item number 7, request to correct the drainage situation on Oakley Plantation.
So, Mr. Pineville, I visited the site
It
with
was
Mr.
terrible.
Mr. Charlie, and also,
Extremely terrible, I'm telling you. You have pictures?
look, so I visited with the farmer and
Took
Mr. Charlie.
pictures. I want y'all to see the damn pictures.
There's 3 residents that live there and the water was all underneath their home and through the driveway. We currently don't have any drainage going towards 1010. It's all actually going towards Oakley and it's making a big round through the cane field. So we currently have, the A1 calls in tomorrow. We're gonna start sweeping the ditch. We're gonna meet the pipeline guys there because there are 2 gas pipelines that run between it, and one's an 8-inch and one's a 6. So we're gonna meet them on site and we're gonna start digging. Both also had got the right of way to travel along that pasture on the backside that a tree fell in. Removed the tree, removed all the grass debris out so that the water can flow to the appropriate drainage site. The farmer's also gonna clean across 1010 because the culverts were completely blocked up, the water wasn't going through. So he's opening that side up to assist us with us putting both, so we're gonna be starting that project in the morning. Well, in the parish right of ways.
What's the linear footage on this project?
It was probably about 1,500 feet. Actually, you can
Yeah.
multiply that times 2 because of the backside.
They have a slab of concrete, which was a base, a mounting base for the old mill, the old open mill in the center of the ditch. I'm talking about 5 foot by 5 foot by 5 foot.
In the parish drainage ditch.
In
It
the
has been
drainage, in the
maintained a long
center
time.
of the drainage. That's stupid.
The culverts are very deep and the ditch is completely full, probably 3.5, 4 foot of dirt in it.
This is a parish ditch?
Yes, it's parish right of way ditch. So we're gonna dig it.
And the buses don't go down there, the 2 pickup trucks went in, picking up children, when I was there, and it was raining. They can't go down, but yeah, he's supposed to be put.
We need to create a
put road
drainage project
material.
for this?
Yeah,
Oh, inside of a drainage, inside of parish drainage. We gotta address this quick. Because it's gonna continue to flood there. It's just something that happened within the last couple of days that we are gonna
Just
address.
one little rain, a little rain.
Wait, this foundation just happened in a couple?
No, no,
days?
It's been in there for 100 years.
That's
That's
been
what I'm trying to understand why this is.
Why is-
Why gotta be a
That's the
mercy?
ditch.
Why gotta be a mercy?
Because when I went
That's
there,
the
the people
damn
had
ditch.
water underneath their house about 3.5 inches.
It was stupid,
It's
man.
diverting out of the parish ditch because we're full of mud and it's going through the cane field, which rightfully it should go
And
straight to
it's
1010.
not flowing on the other side
So
of 1010
either
either.
it's gonna be a project or you're gonna sweep the ditch off the parish right away.
That's
Which
correct.
one you
We're
doing?
gonna sweep the ditch off the parish.
That's
right away.
all, okay, all right. So
That has gas lines that are crossing. So
Okay.
I say, meeting with the people and.
Bring those pictures to the next meeting. Give everybody a thought.
all right, Brian, you're gonna take care of that. Item number 8, request your front ditch of 891 Highway 1011 to be dug out. Make it do.
I didn't put that.
This individual called and requested.
That's the
we
parish,
should put that
or
on.
that's state? State?
So that would be another form to fill out.
I missed it.
I have her contact number, so I can call, advise her, an individual can go fill out the form at the
I
state
don't see why
office.
not, it's a state, state,
Okay.
right? No action there. Motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
Motion by Mr. Blanchard, second by Mr. Carter, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Meeting adjourned.
All right, we'll call to order the finance committee meeting. The record reflect all members are present except for Mr. Nakam. Request approval of the list of bills submitted through December 5th, 2025. They're in your packet.
So move.
second,
Motion by Mr. Carter, second by Mr. Alcorn. All in favor? Opposed? Motion carried. Discuss key fobs and cameras for parish vehicles.
I sent an email and provided all y'all with the information that I sent in the email. With the cost associated with it.
This is small.
hard to get it on.
All right.
It wouldn't,
We tried to expand it and make it larger, but
wouldn't do.
so respectfully, the first year cost for the cameras would be $27,664.40. But every additional year's data charge is $8,064. Total one-time charge for the fobs and the devices would be $8,126.68 at the bottom.
That's if we was to buy. That's if it was to purchase, correct?
What's your recommendation, Brian?
Well, I would like to go with the fobs, because
No,
it's not a big deal.
That's- I mean, well, I don't see where the fob's gonna help us all that. I'd like to consider renting the equipment. That way you always have an upgraded, version of the cameras whenever they do upgrade. Any replacement or anything like that would be at a no cost to the jury if you continue to rent the equipment.
The cost for rental was a little over 14,000, I don't know exactly.
$18,000 a year? And the pod is just a one-time charge of
One-time
8,000?
charge. $8,126
Let me ask y'all
to be
this.
divided.
In the past 2 weeks, has any one of y'all logged into the system?
I haven't,
Brian?
Well, I have, actually, just when I had my laptop out a few minutes.
if we were spraying mosquitoes, I probably would have for something, but we haven't sprayed them last 2 weeks because of weather.
How often are you logging into the system, Ron?
Me,
Yes.
probably 2 to 3 times a week. And then I actually have a report that comes now with itemized, a list of itemized things on it that it reports on. Most to the email. We used to not have that. Once we had the meeting and discussed what options we had, we put a little portfolio together, what we wanted to be alerted on, and then it started coming. Just a monitoring report that comes in.
I make a motion that we go with the key pod for right now.
There's a motion on the floor,
How do you
Mr.
figure that's gonna help anything, Chris?
I know spending $27,000 a year, when we don't have.
I'm just wondering.
I think
how-
the question, what really justifies the 8,000 a year for the key fobs? Or we're really getting something for that?
Yeah.
What's the problem that we have right now that's gonna be corrected by having key fobs?
You don't know who using the vehicles?
We should know that anyway.
You don't want to.
Just because the vehicle's assigned to a guy, somebody else might drive it during the day. And it would automatically log them into that vehicle. We know who's driving the vehicle at the time. Someone could be on vacation and be their vehicle, but it kind of assists in they're not having to fill out the daily logs every time they get in and out of a vehicle. Where they at, how many miles, it just automatically logs it in, and you can print it every month on a report. Right now, it's monitoring how many miles they go a day, where the vehicles are, just about, any alerts, all alerts, maintenance alerts, anything that would pop up on the vehicle.
And it's a one-time charge, $8,000 for the.
That's correct.
No yearly for the key fob,
No.
but either way, for the cameras, whether you rent or buy them, if you buy them, you have to buy a data plan, which is $8,000 a year, with the initial cost of the first year would be 27,000, every additional year would be 8,000 for the data plan, and then renting is just 14,000 a year for 3 years.
You don't have to do a data plan when you rent as part of the.
Yeah, it comes as included,
Is included.
yes, 14 a year. 14 something. I don't know.
What changes are we gonna be making to our personnel policy manual with respect to driving the vehicles and stuff that the key fob is gonna help us enforce?
Well, that was recommended by the guy. I'm gonna have to sit down with Kim or whoever wants to and make a revised policy and what actions are gonna be taken. Because we have to provide that for the employees. We don't really have anything that concerns the geotab system exact right now, but we're gonna have to modify some things and write our own policy on it and implement it into the personnel manual.
Yeah, I mean, if we're spending this amount of money and we have some accountability and we're gonna enforce it, I'm okay with it, but if
Yeah.
we're not gonna be enforcing it, And
I don't see
people
what's-
gonna get a pass because this happened, that happened? and
No, it was definitely a topic of discussion with the guy that's providing it. He said you're gonna have to write a policy. So did every other place that implemented it.
I mean, we should know who's in what truck. Right here.
There's a motion
No,
on the
you
floor from
don't.
Mr. Carter to move forward with the key fobs at a total cost of, what was it? I know there's a typo in here.
I
It was
think it's
total cost.
8129.34.
No, it's $8,126.80 at the bottom.
That don't add up.
The
So
2008.
small, I can't see that. I'm sorry, what glasses?
Let me put,
Two,
$8,000 a year or a month?
no, that's one time.
One time.
837.34 plus 5292
Yep.
is 8129.34.
Nope, this is right.
I don't see where that's gonna help us on that.
So the funding source to purchase this, some will come out of road and bridge, some will come out of drainage, some will come out of.
It will come out wherever the vehicle is assigned to, how it's purchased. where the vehicles belong.
Then you divvy it up like that.
There's a motion on the floor from Mr. Carter.
If you look at the top, it's actually split by department.
I'll second his motion, but I think we need to go ahead and have a policy, get a policy together, employee policy together before we roll this out.
And policy's great, we can put anything in writing, but we need to have what's gonna happen if there's an infraction,
Right.
enforcement of it.
There's a motion on the floor by Mr. Carter, second by Mr. Alcorn. All in favor?
Uh,
Opposed?
Aye.
I'm opposed. So it's, 2-2, we'll revisit in a regular meeting, see what direction we move forward, if y'all okay with that. Request approval of the 2026 boat launch lease renewal with Ricky Landry.
That's a normal annual, with no increase in fee or anything, rate or anything like that.
So move.
Motion by Mr. Alcorn,
Second.
second by Mr. Carter, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Request approval of the 2026 boat launch lease renewal with Terry Blanchard.
Same thing.
Motion by Mr. Carter,
Second.
second by Mr. Pineville, all in favor? Opposed?
What is that?
Terry Blanchard is Lower Texas and,
More of them, more of that?
back at 1012.
Yeah.
Request approval of the 2026 polling place contract renewals.
Again, another annual renewal.
So move.
Motion by Mr. Alcorn, second by Mr. Carter. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. On that one, Kim, have we been in contact with the, school to make sure Belleville Middle Schools can still be utilized as a polling place?
I sent the contracts. I guess I'll know if I don't get it back.
Yeah, just
Check
that-
with the Belrose
I
Middle.
mean, they're not using the school anymore.
Well, no, they gonna use it.
They're gonna
next year.
use it, they're coming back.
It's opening
Nah,
back up.
yeah, it's coming back,
Well,
it's coming back.
I just want to make sure that,
Yeah.
that we're
Got
good
forward-
before
Before
we
we
get.
send it, yeah.
Right.
I don't know.
All right, so next item, request approval of the 2026 Assumptions AARC contract renewal.
Okay, the only thing about this one, I don't see what's a change in fee or anything, but they do have a new clause in there, that talks about they wanted to put a clause to have, I think you've all been aware that people are putting things by the recycling bins that are trash and
Yeah,
stuff.
terrible.
And I think it's becoming a problem, but yet in this contract, they want to include something that says the parish is gonna go help clean all that up. Well, I'm just cautioning you about that, because if we start picking up this trash, where are we gonna put it? We're gonna have to start paying tipping fees, so, it's not as simple as us just going clean up when they call. I just want to point that out.
What is the annual cost for this per year?
Yes. 133,735. It's $11,144 each month. 4C, if you look at 4C, it's very broad. It just says, police jury furnishes these items, assistance removing excessive waste from recycling bins when called upon. And that sounds simple enough, but, I pass by one every day and they could call upon us every week. Truly.
And they probably will. We have illegal dumping sites throughout. the
Exactly,
parish.
so,
This
you
is no
know,
different than that.
just want you to be aware of it. I mean, Brian and I are not we don't have a garbage crew to start picking up garbage on a regular basis.
And this would happen every single week.
It would.
But why would they want us to be responsible for something?
Because people are putting
People putting
non-recyclables.
Trash.
in
They're
the-
just
in
putting
the
trash
pile.
that they're not putting elsewhere,
People do some stuff.
which I don't understand because we have a take-out contract for the most part, just put it at your house
Yeah.
in the garbage can twice a week and.
Yeah, I think the only avenue there is we get the portable camera systems and start finding for illegal dumping through wildlife and fisheries. I don't see any other way that's gonna get relieved. It's too easy for people just to go and load their trucks there.
I have a big farm.
I make a motion to approve the contract if they're willing to take that, clause out.
Excluding that cost. I'll second that motion.
All right, there was a motion by Mr. Carter, second by Mr. Pineville, contingent upon the removal of the clause that was added 4C. I guess, if you make contact with
I
them,
will.
bring it back to us and let us know.
Yep.
All in favor? Opposed? Motion carried. Request approval of the 2026 fire protection contract renewals
I'm sorry.
with
Yeah.
all 5 departments.
So move.
Motion by Mr. Carter,
Second.
second by Mr. Alcorn. All in favor? Opposed? Motion carried. Request approval and authorize the president to sign the audit engagement letter with Eisner Ampner LLP for the 2025 audit. Motion by Mr. Carter,
Second.
second by Mr. Pineville. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
Motion to adjourn.
Motion adjourned by Mr. Pineville.
Second.
Second by Mr. Alcorn. All in favor? Meeting adjourned.
4:23, we'll get the personnel committee meeting started. Let the record reflect all members are present except for Mr. Knockin. Item number 1, request approval of FMLA leave for custodian through year end 7 weeks.
So move.
Motion by Mr. Carter,
Second.
second by Mr. Palmville. All in favor?
Aye.
Any nays? Motion passed. Item 2, request to approval to hire a temporary full-time custodian.
Yes, this kind of ties into, actually, number 2 ties into number 1, and number 4 ties into, I'm sorry, number 5 ties into number 1. I don't have any idea when the custodian will be returning to work. It is too much work for one individual to do alone, and the individual that is doing it right now is doing a really great job. But, she is going to be out next year on leave herself. Given her condition, she's doing the best she can do and a great job of it. But I need to hire someone for this replacement. It doesn't do me any good to take a maintenance person to do custodial duties. It would be full-time, but temporary unless
Something has to happen.
the person does not return, yes.
I make a motion to, for the hiring person.
Motion by Mr. Carter,
Second.
second by Mr. Palmville. All in favor?
Aye.
Nays? Motion passed.
Can I have the authority for maybe Mike and I to go through resumes and look,
Yeah,
and
that's
for
fine.
those of interest that submit?
Item 3, request approval to settlement workers' compensation case 218965.
Yes, I think we need to go in executive session.
Motion to enter executive.
Motion to go in executive session, second by Mr. Carter. All in favor?
Aye.
I knew you would feel that way.
Entertain a motion to go back.
Motion to go back into regular session.
Motion by Mr. Carter, second by Mr. Blanchard, all in favor?
Aye.
Nay? Then back in regular session.
Gentlemen, we need a motion on number 3 to, accept the recommendation of the workers' compensation representative.
Moved by Mr. Carter.
Second.
Second by Mr. Blanchard, all in favor? Aye. Any nays? Motion passed. Item 4, we request approval to move Special Assistant Secretary Treasurer to grade 5, step 24, effective 12/12/25.
So moved.
Yes, I'm making this recommendation due to a removal of job duties and,
So moved.
And that would be a
Motion by Mr.
decrease
correct,
in pay.
decrease.
Motion by Mr. Palmville, second
Second.
by Mr. Blanchard, all in favor?
Aye.
Any nays? Motion passed. Item 5, request approval to increase in pay for custodian to grade 1, step 30, effective 12/12/25.
Right, this is a individual that's come off of probation and doing an exceptional job. So that we are warranting an increase to get her in line with the other custodians since she is now fulfilling both positions at this time.
So moved.
Motion by Mr. Carter,
Second.
second by Mr. Blanchard, all in favor?
Aye.
Any nays?
Motion to adjourn.
Motion passed. Motion to adjourn by Mr. Carter, second by Mr. Palmville, all in favor?
Aye.
Any nays? Meeting adjourned.
So go ahead and get started with the road and bridge committee meeting. Let the record reflect that all members are present, except for Mr. Nakane. One item on the agenda, update on the road overlay program. Mr. Joseph is here. I know on yesterday, bids came in. I know Mr. Sawa is reviewing the bids.
Yeah, they came in yesterday. We were requesting that you, let us take these bids under advisement. It would give us time to your next meeting so we can analyze them compared to, plug these numbers into our original budget numbers. They are slightly higher in some areas, so there will be some additional cuts to be made, but with them coming in yesterday, I did not have time to analyze everything to tell you where or be able to give you a good recommendation on what cuts would be needed to bring you back within budget. We will have that for you at the next meeting, and at that meeting, you would be able to make the decision about whether you wanted to accept these bids and move forward with those budget cuts, or if you wanted to, or if you wanted us to make some adjustments and re-advertise at that point, but we just didn't have time. I mean, we've got 70 actual roads that we're looking at and plugging these numbers into.
So you haven't found next meeting?
Just
That's
the
next week.
next
Next
meeting is
Wednesday.
next
Yes.
week. I don't know if you have time.
yes, I'm aware that it is.
How many bid packages did you receive?
We received 2, one from Epic Paving and the other one from Barry A Construction LLC.
Just two of them. Can I entertain a motion to take the bids under revisement, and we will have an update and a recommendation by the engineer at the next meeting next Wednesday?
Correct.
Can I entertain a
So
motion?
moved.
Got a motion by Mr. Blanchard, got a second by Mr. Palmville, all in favor? Ayes have it. Motion to adjourn by Mr. Palmville, second by Mr. Blanchard.
All in favor?
Oh, all in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Ayes have it, meeting adjourned. My bad.
Um, 4:38, we did get the engineering grants committee meeting started. The record reflects the chairman, Mr. Nakane, is absent. All the members are present. Update from GIS engineering.
Afternoon, Jerry.
I should have been more.
Dwayne Vale, GIS Engineering. Joe Lamar Street, we completed the modeling to get the sizing of the culverts, and we started our preliminary design on that. And once I get some calculations and whatnot, I'll do with Brian. I spoke with him about access and what we're gonna need to get from the landowners to excavate those ditches. Initially, it looks like it's gonna be smaller, which is better as far as from a cost perspective. Than what I initially, I think I told you I'd oversize them just to make sure from a gathering cost estimate, so I think it's gonna be actually a bit cheaper than we had talked about. I'll let you know once I get there. Bertramville, that project's completed.
It's closed out.
It
so-
is closed out. I provided Tawanya the certified payrolls today. And Belrose Lane, just waiting on the parish to proceed further for that.
All right,
Any questions?
thank you, sir.
Thank you all.
Update from Duplantis Design Group.
Joe Gilroy, Parish Design Group. We don't have any changes from the last submittal. We turned in all the submittals and we submitted a proposal to finish the completed work. We haven't heard back, so.
But, so in the Gerald Street levy project, I know we have a request into the state to,
Yeah,
Variance.
so they will not issue a variance.
Because they didn't have enough,
Enough flooding events.
enough update or whatever.
Yeah, no, they said it doesn't justify the impact of the wetland. They said we can submit again, but they told us we're gonna deny it, so.
so what's the, I guess the status of like this the fast lands type thing?
That's a
and-
great point. So there is a change to the wetland rule that would allow for areas that don't have constant communication or connection to a navigable water during the wet season, it would be considered a wetland, but not a jurisdictional wetland. That is for public consumption, if you will, and comment, and it'd be another 90 days before we know if that's gonna mean anything. So, the problem with that is that the property that we're talking about is in a swamp connected to a waterway.
I wouldn't say.
No, they ain't no water over there.
Huh?
That's a stretch, but.
Well,
okay.
but from the core standards, where's your water drain? Right, and so they're gonna say, is there a direct connection during the wet season? Can you move water directly from your site out to a waterway?
I understand. I'd say hold off on that interpretation right now, because then you can say that any waterway that drains anywhere connects to a navigable.
And that's what
system.
that's what the Corps has been doing, yes.
But the language that I said would that I found, that interpretation said that it would open up a lot of
It will. And we're
projects
waiting,
to be
we're
able to
waiting for
move
them
forward.
we're waiting for them to give us the final decision on how they're gonna judge it. But yes, basically, we had the Sackett ruling, you familiar with that? And so the Sackett ruling basically said, if you have a depression that is a wetland, but it doesn't connect to the outside, it doesn't have a direct nexus to a navigable waterway, because the law is actually based on impacts to navigation, not on protection of wetlands. And so, so the Sackett ruling came back and said, well, there's no direct nexus to a navigable water, then it doesn't apply. And then last presidential came in and they said, no, they reapplied it. And then this time the president is reversing it, but he has they're put some language in there that says how you actually determine if something is wet versus not wet during the wet season. And that's the part that you need to wait and see what they decide on. If that goes through, then you might have a potential argument to get rid of, to avoid wetlands. But I'll be honest, in your location, the Corps is probably going to still call it wet.
And I think we do have a legitimate case here, because the only time that it is wet is whenever the Corps doesn't dredge the river and we have backwater flooding. In the last 3 years, it has not been wet.
Yeah.
You know, so it's only wet
When they don't do their job.
when they don't do their job.
Unfortunately, that's not in.
I understand, but I think the jury's just gonna have to look at that whenever it's time to make a decision on how we move forward. How we wanna move forward and what our chances are in succeeding.
When they do that, then our recommendation would be to reapply for a JD,
How soon you think that's gonna be?
90 days. Well, no, 90 days minus what, 2 weeks it's been out now? 3 weeks?
See that?
Okay. All right, and then for the ring levies in Pierport, I know you said you did send us a proposal to do that, and that quite exceeds our budget for engineering, so we haven't moved forward on that, but I guess maybe Mr. Pineville can elaborate on this, but
I don't see how we could move forward with that proposal. I mean, we're not gonna have any funding left for construction.
The problem that.
Options we have there, Joe.
The problem that you're facing is that we have to do geotech at every location. If we construct it, two issues. You have to have the boundary. We tried to avoid doing the boundary, and we tried to do, say, we're gonna give you one section and you just go and build that at all the different places. If we do that and the soils in one area aren't substantial and it fails and the project causes a problem, the landowner adjacent has the ability to sue, and the engineer of record who didn't determine that that soil wasn't substantial for that is on the hook. That's our problem. Right? We thought we'll just go do one boring and we'll give you one section and say, hey, you can apply this to all of them, right? Problem, and then if you don't do the land rights, if you don't do a detailed survey and determine where the boundary is and making sure that you don't construct over there and you construct on somebody else's property and they decide to sue you, well, then the engineer who put together a set of plans that's not constructible is responsible. And that's the problem that we have. And so we had to do detailed survey to all of them, and we had to do geotech on all of them, and that's what killed the price.
now, what about for the phase for the, capital outlay project? I know Mr. Savoy's engineer of record on that one, but he was gonna be working with you guys. That's just for the decks and the pumps, I believe, at some of these locations. So what would be our holdup from just moving forward with the decks and pumps, even if we don't have the levy in place?
Yeah, I got some more levels that's still usable.
Well, I don't want to speak for him, but my thought process there is if you're putting a deck in a pump swamp and you're not surrounded by everything, you're not gonna contain the pump.
But my situation from over in Sutherland already got a level there.
Correct. There's some situations where, yes, there's probably a handful.
I just
already
need to put
have
a
pumps
deck.
that we could move
Okay,
forward.
I just need to put a deck on it.
One question. We were told you were doing the pumps. You're doing the decks too?
No, the pumps.
Okay,
We have the pumps.
Because the decks were part of the problem with the construction. Decks are included in our proposal.
All right.
Well, as it pertains, let me chime, as it pertains to those pumps are being paid for, just like you said, capital outlay. Let y'all, just want to make y'all aware. Everybody's in a crunch. The state is also in a crunch. We letting that money sit there. Don't be surprised if they don't take it away if we don't use it.
That's why we sit here trying to figure out how we can get this done as soon as
We need to
possible.
spend it, dude, please,
You
spend it,
go build a deck.
spend it.
We can do one of the decks. Give you the plans for one.
So we have a couple locations that already have the levees in place
Yes.
that don't have the pumps.
Correct.
So I just go build
So-
a lamp on.
I don't see that would be an issue to put a pump in the deck where the levee is already
Yeah, we
existing.
can address, we address the entire thing. If you want to address,
Start addressing them on an individual basis. I
We
think
can
is
do
what you're
that.
getting at.
I think that, all right, I guess, my preference is, and the jury can elect to do this, is to direct you guys to work together, to build a priority list, to spend the $500,000 capital outlay money that we have.
Yeah, we gotta spend
I
it now.
can't be more direct than that.
Yeah.
We need to move
well,
on.
no, we did the entire thing for you. You wanted to do all of them. If you want to look at a priority list and break it down.
That's exactly what I'm
Yeah.
asking for, to get to the 500,000. Cause the engineering for the pumps, the sizing of the pumps is included in that capital outlay project.
Correct.
But they will not allow us to buy the pumps unless we put them on the deck.
Right.
So we need to know what decks we can put in and
Go
so we can
forward.
expend that capital outlay project. We can't get another capital outlay project until we get that one done.
Gotta spend it, dude.
All right, then we'll prioritize them for you, and we'll have a proposal to do that for the next meeting.
Next meeting's next week.
Next Wednesday.
So you want to commit to that?
No,
'Cause we can take
don't
it.
say it, Joe, no.
First meeting in January?
Yeah, first meeting in January, that's definitely done.
Who else has, I wanna see their proposal. send the proposal to the whole jury. I wanna take a look at it too. See what it is.
Send it to
Y'all got the
everybody.
proposal.
I'll send it out, and then I'll send it out with the new one as well. All right?
Can we get a motion to Leroy's?
Oh, I'm not on the committee.
I'll make that motion.
You make-
Motion by Mr. Diaz,
Second.
second by Mr. Pineville. All in favor?
Uh,
Opposed? Motion passed. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Jim.
Update from Infinity on the parish-wide sewer plant improvements project.
He said he won't be attending the meeting tonight, but he had no,
I'm here.
Can y'all hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm here. So I sent, there's no change to the project status. I did send the agreement, contract amendment documents to Tawanya. I don't know if y'all had a chance to look at that yet, but, that was really the only reason I was in attendance tonight, to see if y'all were going to, make a motion to approve it and get it signed.
it was approved at last meeting,
The change
it just needed to
What?
be, needed to be signed.
Yeah, these are the exhibits to the agreement. Exhibit K and Exhibit C, which has our revised fee schedule. Exhibit K is the amendment to owner engineer agreement, number 3. And it details the amounts of item 1, 2, and 3 in our amendment fee request. And it also details a little bit of it also details the credit. And there was a few things that we've been discussing throughout this project during design of things we wanted to take out. In the agreement, they also have 2 attachments that were outdated, like at some point, Grisafi Street lift treatment plant and lift station was added, but it was never added to the attachment, which is part of the agreement, as well as Blackwell Lane, and the deletion of Ewell, Virginia was still in those Ewell, Virginia was still in those attachments, but this revised Exhibit K deletes it along with the attachment.
Brian, can you do me a favor? Highlight the sections of the 3 items that were approved at the previous meetings on that document and resend it to me. And then you and I will follow up to clean up the rest of it, because I would prefer an updated resolution to effectuate those other changes that you're mentioning.
Okay, I can do that.
That work, we're not gonna be charged extra, right?
I'm sorry, say that again?
Produce that document for us, we're not gonna be charged extra, correct?
No, we are not gonna, this is gonna be billed, there won't be any extra. This is gonna be just billed towards the CA of the project, and I mean, we're just trying to get the contract in
No,
alignment
I
with.
understand, just needed to clarify that, but just send it over to me. You and I will try to get together on a call, over the course of the next few days. And then we will, if we can't get it on the next agenda, it'll be on the first agenda in January.
Yes, sir.
Thank
Not
you,
a
sir.
problem.
An authorization was given at the last meeting for,
1, 2, and 3.
1, 2,
You,
and
for number 3
I know,
especially,
but for
the
you
first
to
2 were
work with
done.
him on the amendment
Correct,
of those
that's fine,
documents.
that's right.
Yeah, all those numbers are documented, but we can go over that.
And did you have any other additional update? I know you had sent an email earlier in the week on the project itself.
Well, that was me anticipating I wouldn't be attending, but Raul asked me to attend to see the status of getting these exhibits modified in the agreement. He's probably going to want me to attend next meeting until this is done with, and then I'll be back when the contractor mobilizes.
We're still looking at February.
Either way, I'm going to send weekly, or I'll send updates by email to Tawanya prior to any jury meeting until February.
Brian, you're still anticipating mobilization in February?
That's what the contractor tells me. I was talking to him earlier this week, and as far as I know, nothing's changed. I can check in on them. There might be some work that they can do in the meantime, but the big holdup is the manufacturer of the treatment plants.
Okay.
And I did go over to Gaines a couple weeks ago and saw them, and they have them in their yard that they're working on.
Any other questions for Secretary? All right, thank you, Brian.
Yeah, the only other, I know South Central Planning sometimes has questions for me after I leave, so
Not
if
coming
nobody,
to- not coming to me.
if nobody has anything for me, I have nothing further.
All right. Thank you, Brian. Thank you.
Thank you.
Update from Special Programs Director, Grants Coordinator.
I just have a request for contract, signature for contract with Providence Engineering on the Myries project. That's all.
Entertain a motion to authorize president to sign the
Motion for President to sign.
The Providence contract.
Did we ever get the letter from GIS?
Yes.
Okay, good deal. Okay.
Motion by Mr. Ponville, second by Mr. Bro, all in favor? Opposed? Motion carried. All right, update from South Central Planning Development Commission. I did have one item for the, it's related to the safe routes to public places. The crosswalks that we're applying for. We had communication from the principal of the high school, and he was asking if we could do, request the state to do something temporary because of the amount of time that it takes for these grants to go through and to get the official project through and so forth. So I don't know if y'all are familiar, but right now the existing crosswalks, the paint's faded beyond recognition, the signs are missing and so forth. So this is a letter that South Central Planning drafted for the jury to send to the Department of Transportation for that. So I just need a motion to authorize President's signature for the request for temporary safety measures.
Second.
Motion by Mr. Pineville, second by Mr. Diaz, all in favor? Opposed? Motion carried. Update on the Ag Center roof project. Mr. Taiwan?
Yes, if you all recall, at the last meeting, we had placed the contractor on hold as he had not obtained a permit. He has now done so. He does have that permit in hand. And so they are ready to go back to work. With that said, we had pending change orders to install a drop ceiling in lieu of the vinyl ceiling. The total on that was $11,800. Additionally, I had, as I informed you all, I was requesting a price from him to relocate the exhaust fan intakes to inside of the attic. What this does, and the advantage to it is if you've been out there, there's a heavy structure that for the commercial exhaust hood system that has one curb. Then there's a separate curb system that has an intake where that actual exhaust system supplies its own air. Fire marshal requires that those two items be 10 feet apart. So there's an extension that goes out from the roof. And all of this was previously sitting on the roof and bolted to the rooftop. We are now going with a standing seam roof, which has no penetrations and so forth. So we're trying to reduce those penetrations. It also removes a good bit of weight from the roof. He would put a new fan inside the attic and duct this supply air to the proposed gable intakes. It just removes a lot of weight from the roof, first of all. Secondly, it also keeps us, it's more of a sealed system because we no longer have this separate curve that would be cut through the roof. His cost on that was $7,200. We are recommending approval of that. That would bring the total cost of the change order to $19,002. That would include the drop ceiling throughout, credit on the vinyl, and moving the intake to the interior of the attic.
I'm okay with the drop ceiling, like we said before. I'm just not convinced yet on that 7,200 for that hood vent.
Okay.
To me, it seems like it'd be cheaper on him to do this route than to put that big old thing back on that roof.
I would agree with you in some respects as far as the labor and getting on that roof. However, he does have to involve getting an electrician, and we're buying a new fan to get into that attic space. And there is some duct work. If you remember, we met out there and he was originally looking for a change order.
He can't put it up.
Correct. Right. So if you want to move forward with the drop ceiling tonight, and then we can revisit this since we do have another meeting next week. I don't know that it's. I
I'd
don't
make a
know.
motion to go ahead with the drop ceiling, but try to revisit that vent system.
Yes, sir. Okay.
How many more change orders can we expect on this project looking forward to?
Hopefully, he's got most of the metal panels on 3/4 of the, other than this
Yeah,
one
same
side
filter he puts that
where he's
vent.
got the hood. And that, once he has this in place, there's not much more to do as far as the scope of this work is concerned. There's still work to be done on the inside, but that's outside the scope of his work.
I make a motion that we approve the drop ceiling. It should have been done.
Right.
And we
And
approve you to work
look,
on
we have a
that.
meeting next week, so I'll revisit it with him again. If he doesn't come off that price, it'll come back before you
Yeah,
at that
I
point.
think
You
I'll
can make a
agree with that.
decision and we can go from there.
I'm gonna second Mike's, motion.
Motion on the floor by, Mr. Diaz to approve the, change order for the drop ceiling and the credit for the vinyl ceiling. That's the amount of $11,802. That's
correct.
It was second by Mr. Pineville. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. And so you'll revisit the.
We're gonna revisit. the-
Change order.
Change order on the hood to see if we can get that more of a
I
reason.
guess if you could request from him a itemized list to see what his deduct cost is for labor for the install of the existing unit.
Correct.
and
He had
what
originally
credit we're
sent,
getting.
and I spoke to Mike earlier today, he had originally sent a cost of $7,500 on that. And then when we brought up, say, provide a credit for the additional curbing on the roof, he came back with a credit of $300, which brought it to the 7,200. But I can get with him and get a further breakdown and we can revisit this. I have no problem doing that.
Update on health unit repairs?
So I met with the contractor, we signed a contract to put the roof on the health unit on 12/1. We completed, the materials will arrive on the 17th, Wednesday the 17th. Weather permitting, the job would begin Thursday on the 18th, for the roof replacement. Like I said, it's contingent upon the weather that we see at the time, whether it actually starts on that date, but everything's in place to begin the installation on the 18th.
Any questions regarding that? All right, update on courthouse renovation project?
So in regards to the flooring portion of it, we met with Ms. Aaron, provided her some samples. The contract's been signed. You guys approved a contingent upon the insurance qualifications. It was all done. Ms. Aaron and the flooring representative is gonna develop a schedule. So they allow us enough time to remove the cubicles that are gonna come out of place. She's also volunteered to buy new furniture and then have some painting done in there. So we're, it's contingent upon what they agree on the schedule is when it's gonna start. It hadn't been sent in the email formation yet, so I don't have an exact date at this time.
So you and your crew have to move their cubicles?
We're gonna remove the cubicles because they come apart. They're part of our assets. So that,
They're
They're
not,
not?
they're, no,
Okay, well,
they
we're
have
gonna
no
do-
tags and they're basically a component part of the wall.
Yeah. they're not.
So we have no concern
Okay,
with that. It's
so
as far
we're
as-
gonna
yes.
dispose of them because they're in pretty rough shape. So it allows the job to proceed.
Right, and regarding the sewer,
Infrastructure, so Grace provided all of the affidavits signed by, Sage. I spoke with John, he didn't state or have any reservations or concerns. I'd like to request approval, I provided all y'all with the little bidder, it was the only bidder we had. So we can be forward, request approval to accept the low bid.
motion by Mr. Diaz to accept a little bit of Sage Construction.
Second.
Second by Mr. Mathern, all in favor?
And Leroy, that's also to identify that the remaining will come out of the gap funds and the additional will be out of our $100,000 allocation that we previously set aside.
Look out for 1%.
And I'll also entertain a motion to authorize president to sign the contract documents for the project. Motion by Mr. Diaz,
Second.
second by Mr. Mathern, all in favor? Opposed? Motion passed. Update on Shell Beach Boat Launch Project.
We request, Taiwan engineer to be the second phase in that project.
What's the? I guess what's the first phase, which,
Well, really, the first phase is, put a dock in the front,
the dock,
the dock.
the dock next to the launch, didn't the parish just put a new dock?
No, this is a different lawn. In other words, the little dock that we fixed, I want a dock all along along the lake, where you can pull in a boat and just park along, you ain't gotta go to that little wall. Okay? So that's gonna be the first phase, is building that little walk right there. It's 120 feet, all right? And then, start adding rocks, as we get it into the lake for the rock jetty.
And look, the proposal you have before you is a rough sketch, based on, discussions we've had with them. But as I understand from dealing with Miss Melissa, phase one includes
Safety.
making the existing launch and dock areas safe. The parish already took some of those things by making those docks safe. The second, in that first phase would be that dock along the shoreline that you see. Also, we would go in and sweep any underwater obstructions that are in the launch chute area between that and the rock jetty. And then also in that first phase is that far rock jetty to provide wave protection from the lake area, as well as extensions of some of the docks. What we're going to do is, since the budget had increased from what he had previously, we're going to itemize the bid as we've done in the past, where we have certain line items that would fall under phase one, so those get funded first. And any remaining items would go to anything that would fall outside that scope. If there's funds available, they could be negotiated within those unit prices that we would
So
obtain.
the first one is 120 feet, the bulkhead and sidewalk that's against the land.
Yes, sir.
Right. And also putting shell across the street, rocks and stuff like that.
Yeah,
Putting that up.
shoring of the parking with limestone and a geotech fabric is also in the first phase. I apologize, I should have stated that. Like I said, we put this, and I know it's a rough sketch, it's not.
I got a wall and all that, but that's on the second phase. Let's get this done pretty soon.
Talking about the one in the lake.
Yeah, that's the second phase.
I don't have the language with me right now, but there's very specific language in the agreement with both
Correct.
CPRA and.
Correct. And what we did was we copied that language I got with Miss Melissa, and I
That's what I just wanna make
copied
sure.
the language directly into the scope of services here for phase one. So what needed to be included in. And if you all need more time to review that or look at it to make sure that it's to your.
No, I just want to make sure that we can close the curtain after that phase one, that we don't just roll into phase two.
Yeah.
We need to have it documented and complete so that we can finish that, I think, but, so I see a couple items on here, just you didn't mention anything about the boat launch itself. There is a note on here, proposed 20 by 35 feet concrete boat launch.
The second phase, if we get it.
The boat launch is unsafe right now. The concrete,
If we got
you
funds
can't
for
launch
it.
your boat without getting wet.
You're gonna,
We got,
So I think that should be in the first phase. That's an important part of the boat launch, is having the boat launch
Right,
itself.
right.
As part of making the launch safe, what we discussed is, I know backing down into that water, there is an issue with a drop off and your wheels getting caught on the, basically, I'm gonna say the shelf of the launch, where you can't pull out safely. So that would be included in that. Like, this was just a very rough sketch, just to have something in front of you this evening. We haven't, of course, gotten into any design. We don't have a contract. So
The slope of the existing ramp is way too shallow.
we talked about building
For the
another
boat
one.
launch.
We talked about building another one, the side on top of that one, to make it a different angle.
I understand what you're saying, but the first phase is approximately $170,000, correct?
You can only have so much.
Y'all talk about a lot of stuff in first phase. It's way more than what that budget is.
And
That's all I'm asking is that we,
We address the boat launch, I agree with you.
Yeah,
those
that's-
have to be,
that's- we're launching
And
the
that's how
water.
it's, if you,
anybody that goes out there can see that the transition from the gravel to the concrete launch is horrible right
It
now.
is, it is.
And
Yeah.
if you try to back a boat in, you have to get almost a foot of the
That's
truck
all-
in the
that's all-
water to
that's all
get.
gonna- That's all gonna be lifted.
I understand. I'm just asking in phase one, itemize it and have the boat launch
launch in phase
repair
one.
be part of that. Because the main thing is getting it safe for the public to use. We need
Yeah.
we need a good ramp and we need a good wharf to get to the.
safety and the launch, it doesn't indicate it all in those drawings. I mean, you have to understand that was a rough sketch. I don't have a contract to move forward yet. With the things you're discussing, while I agree with you, need to be included in that scope of phase one, but they are design issues. When we get into design, we certainly will have to address that launch and the slope of it and how it goes into the water and how it ties to the aggregate at the top. It's not something that we would normally do in a preliminary proposal to you all.
Okay, I just want to make sure I'm not okay with this proposal.
Ah, no, this is a
That should even be a
I want to make sure that
That's
we're
a
not,
no.
that we're not approving this.
I'm
No,
going by
no,
I'm going by
no.
the wording of the scope that was inserted into our contract, which specifically tells us to outline
I'm
the.
just confused because y'all keep talking about phase one, but this says phase two.
So this
So
is,
we approving a contract for phase two, but phase one?
Oh,
didn't get ready?
no,
no.
This says phase two.
I
And y'all
thought you
talking about
already had
phase
a
one.
contract for phase
we
one.
already got phase one contract, right?
No, phase one started, I do not have a design contract on this.
Period.
Period. Phase one, part of phase one, as I understood it from talking with Melissa, was also the purchase of the property. Now you have some leftover funds from that purchase of property, which is the $171,000, I believe, in capital outlay money, that still has to get allocated to phase one. So that's where he's looking to spend the remaining of those phase $1 in the construction phase. And so that's why they outlined making the launch safe and so forth.
CPRA in their agreement required us to use a contract engineer, to contract with an engineer and do the work under an engineer, not as just the parish.
Right.
clerk. So that's why we have to engage Mr. Savoy for that phase one portion. So right now, we do not have a contract for
Okay.
phase one.
But this proposal is not for that.
It's for both.
It's gonna be for both.
It should be for both.
He
both.
asked for an outline. My contract,
I don't know who put this
my
on.
contract, I'll just read you the very first sentence.
I'll tell you who put it on. We put it on because that's what we were advised to put on.
Okay, I'm sorry.
The very first sentence in our contract says the owner intends to engage the services of the engineer to design phase one, which is inclusive of the following. And from there, we outlined the specific language that came from capital outlay that said this must be done in phase one. That was demolishing and removing, repairing or replacing of existing damaged sheet piles with rock jetties, construction of a wharf and regrading of the associated parking and portions of phase and portions of, and then I go to and portions of phase two, which will then be inclusive of bulkhead, shoreline protections, improvements to the launch, so forth and so on, to a budget not to exceed $340,000.
Because they wanted a specific number.
They wanted a specific hard number. They
But,
did not-
but that 340,000 is inclusive of the remaining
Correct.
170 that you're speaking.
Correct.
Okay, all right.
So
So phase one and portions of phase
phase
two.
two.
Okay,
Sounds good.
gotcha.
And so we worded that language specifically to what was being requested of capital outlay.
I'll make a motion.
So what is the funding source for the engineering?
So they can come out capital outlay?
Portion of it could,
Yeah.
portion of it could, but if you try to take it all out of capital
No.
outlay, it's gonna exceed the
Let's see what
fee
I-
curve.
I'll find it. I see what I got left on recreation.
You should know what you got.
And look, I don't, I did
I thought
specifically
Melissa told
ask
me
that.
was covered, yeah.
Melissa had indicated, and again, this is not trying to direct you one way or the other. As I understood it, this was a straight 75-25 match.
Yeah.
So as long as you're coming up with your 25% match, this would have to be verified with the state, but I don't think they're not gonna come in and say, hey, under the capital outlay portion, you have to split the engineering. They're just gonna say, as long as you have your 25% match, and the funds are there, where you allocate the money to go, whether you take the 30,000, if you take all $30,000 of the design fee out of capital outlay, as I understand, is irrelevant to them.
Melissa told me it was covered.
It's
But
covered.
between the two, she said it was covered.
Okay, well,
If it's not, you're gonna get 10,000 next year.
right, okay,
Because you don't have utilities that you pay.
right, that's right.
All right, I entertain a motion to
Make a
approve and
motion.
authorize the president to sign the revised engineering agreement with CJ Savoy for phase 1 and 2 of the project, for
Shellfish, hold on.
for the amount 30,000, that's firm price,
Yes.
for firm price 30,000, based upon a construction budget of 340,000.
Mr. Chair, on the next meeting, Ms. Torres is adding, there is a little minimum amount of change left from the Platteville Drainage Project, which our capital outlay coordinator kind of missed with some budgetary numbers. So it's only like $55 and 40-something cents. So I don't know if you want to add the $55
No,
to.
we'll put that to Bill Mason. We'll
Just
take
put
care
it,
of the
just
Bill
throw it that way?
Mason.
Okay,
Yeah.
fine, that's fine. Move on, move
So
on.
when, one question, when you gonna have like a final design?
I'd like to see. a
Once,
final
once
design.
once we're engaged, I'm going to, I have to do a full set of plans and everything. It'll be worked with you all. You'll get a preliminary set first. You'll get a preliminary set with phase 1 outlined, whatever portions of phase 2 we feel can fit in the budget, all of that'll be outlined on that page, and you all will be able to review it before we do anything.
Can you advise a timeline for preliminary plans?
You'd have to at least give me to maybe the second meeting in the first, after the first of the year.
Joseph, 30 days? You don't
For
think you need to
preliminary-
take, you working on 70 roads, dude. Don't put yourself in no crunch like that.
Well, I'm saying he has a time frame that he's gotta meet this,
Right.
so.
Let him run his office.
He's got a time frame to meet this. The first thing I would like to get, because it does need to be identified quickly, and I think this, by the second meeting after the first of the year, not the first one in
Yeah,
January.
I mean, this
But the
is-
second one, I should be able to give you a proposed layout that you can identify, hey, okay, this is what we're doing in phase 1, this is what we're doing in phase 2. It won't be a preliminary set of construction plans, but I'll have the items specifically identified and what's to be.
The purpose for me asking is that the capital outlay budget is through the physical year next June. I'd
Correct.
like to see if we can get that completed.
I'm aware, and that's why I,
If
I
you've done it
understand the importance of this. I understand why you need what you need. I think I can I believe, and I'll tell you this, I know I can comfortably teach the scopes and so forth that you're looking for, and a layout that meets your needs by the second meeting.
My rules has it.
Get a motion by Mr. Mathern,
Second.
second by Mr. Bro. All in favor? Opposed? Motion carried.
I was making sure he was on.
Any other items for engineering grants committee?
Motion to adjourn?
Motion adjourned by Mr. Diaz,
Second.
second by Mr. Pondville. All in favor? Opposed? All right, for those online, we'll, resume our regular meeting at 6 p.m.
Cause like I said, I
Hey, Louisiana. How are you stopping litter?
And I'm We'll call to order the regular meeting of the Assumption Parish Police Jury for December 10th, 2025. Let the record reflect all members are present except for Mr. Nakhan. Please rise for our prayer to be followed by the Pledge of Allegiance. God, who teaches us by sending the light of the Holy Spirit into our hearts, grant that by the light of that Spirit, right judgment may be ours, and that we may ever find joy in his guidance. Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Are there any corrections to the minutes that were sent to you for review for the November 25th meeting?
Motion to accept minutes.
Motion by Mr. Alcorn to accept the minutes for November 25th, seconded by Mr. Bro. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Public comment period. This time we accept public comment for any item on the agenda. Second call. Last call. Let the record reflect there was no public comment. Drainage Committee report, Chairman Ponville.
Yes, sir. The Drainage Committee meeting was held this afternoon at 4 o'clock. All members were present. We did not have an update on the Lower Texas Drainage Project. Joe, if you're still here, would you like to give us an update, please? Yes.
Lower Texas Drainage Project contractor began clearing the canal. He's actually completed with phase A, which was from the, if you're familiar with it, it goes from the launch all the way to the lake. He's now hopped over to phase B, which is from the launch up to the back edge of the Kane facility. He's at a pause right now because there's a pipeline crossing in that area. He's at that pipeline. He's waiting to bring in his mats next week so that he can safely cross over the pipeline and complete the project. He's estimating that he should be done, weather permitting, and if his mats show up on Monday, he'll be finished the project by the end of the week next week.
What about Maury?
Mare, I talked to Mr. Blankenship this afternoon. We are setting a meeting for him to come review all of the items on the thing. We're gonna set a bid date for after the first of the year. We don't want to put that project out to bids in the middle of the holidays. We don't think it would be a wise idea. We've got the scope of everything narrowed down. I just want him to be able to get his eyes on it, say that we're all on the same page with what's being put out to bids. We're gonna set a bid date in the first part of January, and we'll be ready to move forward.
Thank you, sir. All right, so we have, updates for 1 and 2 from Southwall. And update on Conscience Canal project, Joe? No, that's not Joe. We had an update from Mr. Bro on that. We're also gonna accept the resignation letter from Mr. Tony Abear. And we're gonna send out, Mr. Bro's gonna get with the state to sweep out the ditches along 1010, 1011, 1012, and Highway 400. I'm gonna send a letter out to the Bayou Lafourche Freshwater District concerning the opening of the Conscience Canal to Bayou Lafourche. Brian's gonna take care of the drainage situation on Oakley Plantation. And the state is gonna get a letter also from Mr. Bro about the ditch at 891 Highway 1011. And I'll present this all in form of a motion, sir.
I say you.
Motion by Mr. Ponville, second by Mr. Mathern. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
But Joe, you gonna stop there tomorrow, right?
Motion carried. All right, Finance Committee met this afternoon. We approved to pay the list of bills submitted through December 5th, 2025. We approved the 2026 boat launch lease renewal with Ricky Landry. We approved the 2026 boat launch lease renewal with Terry Blanchard. We approved the 2026 polling place contract renewals. We approved the 2026 Assumption AARC contract with the proposed removal of item 4C that was added to the contract. We approved the fire protection contracts for 2026 for all 5 fire departments and authorized the president to sign the audit and engagement letter for Eisner Ampner for the 2025 audit.
Motion to.
So I get a motion to accept those items by Mr. Ponville, second by Mr. Bro. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. We did have one item that, a motion was made, no, it failed to pass, not getting a majority. There was a motion to, go the route of the key fobs for the parish vehicles, to add that to the, the operational and security features of the vehicles. That was for a total of $8,129.34. Mr. Carter, would you like to make that motion again? All right, the motion by Mr. Carter, to go the route of the key fobs,
Second.
second by Mr. Alcorn. All in favor? Opposed?
Aye.
And I'm opposed. The motion carried.
You said the one-time fee, right?
All right, Personnel Committee report. Chairman Diaz.
Personnel Committee met at 4:23. All members were present except for Mr. Nakhan. Item 1, we approved FMLA leave for custodian through year end in 7 weeks. We approved to hire a temporary full-time custodian. 3, we approved to accept the recommendation of the workman's comp representative in case number 218965. And 4, we approved to remove special assistant secretary treasurer to grade 5, step 24, effective 12/12/25. And we approved to increase pay in custodian to grade 1, step 30, effective 12/12/25. I present this all in the form of a motion.
The motion by Mr. Diaz, second by Mr. Carter. All in favor? Opposed? Motion carried. Road and Bridge Committee report, Chairman Alcorn.
Road and Bridge Committee met this afternoon. All members are present except for Mr. Naka. One item on the agenda, update on the road overlay program. We received, bids, on yesterday, and at this time, we are taking the bids under advisement. I give you that item in the form of a motion.
I'll second that motion.
Motion by Mr. Alcorn, second by Mr. Mathern. All in favor? Opposed? Motion carried. Engineering Grants Committee met at 4:38 today. Absent was, Chairman Nakhan. We had an update from GIS Engineering, regarding Jolamore Street Drainage Project. We noted that we had closed our Bertrandville Drainage Project, so no longer, be on the agendas. And, no action on Belrose Lane Drainage Project. We had an update from Duplantis Design Group, relative to the Gerald Street Levee Project and the ring levees in Pierreport Bell River. And, Duplantis Design Group and Savoy Engineering will be working together, for the capital outlay funding and prioritizing those projects to expend those funds. We had an update from Infinity Engineering on the parish-wide sewer plant improvements project. We, had an update from the Special Programs Director and Grants Coordinator and approved for the president to sign contract with Providence Engineering for the Mare project. For, the update from South Central Planning Development Commission, the jury approved, to send a letter to DOTD, requesting for temporary safety measures at the crosswalks that have been identified in the Safe Routes to Public Places program. We had an update on the Ag Center roof project, where we approved a change order for $11,802 for the drop ceiling, and that included a credit for the vinyl ceiling that was there. Now, no action was taken on the hood vent system at this time. We had an update on the health unit repairs. We had an update on the courthouse renovations project. The contractor is in place for the flooring, and samples were made available. The samples were made available for selection. And then on the sewer side, we've accepted the low bid for the sewer project, for the, I guess, the initial project to fix the sewer issues that we're having with the courthouse.
Right.
We had a update on Shell Beach Boats Launch project, and we approved and authorized the president to sign the revised engineering agreement with CJ Savoy for phase 1 and 2 of the project in the amount of $30,000 firm price based on a construction budget of $340,000. Entertain a motion to accept that report.
Make a motion. A second.
Motion by Mr. Mathern,
Second.
second by Mr. Carter. All in favor? Opposed? Motion carried. Next item, presentation from Lieutenant Governor Nungesser regarding his Keep Louisiana Beautiful program. So, welcome.
Thank you so much for having me. I wish when I was a parish president, I had a council like this. Y'all really get after and get through it.
You should have been here at 4 o'clock.
That agenda, we would have been here at 10 o'clock tonight. And I want to first say, I look forward to working with you to help you with some grant money. We get about, I think, 5 to 7 million that wildlife fishery comes down federally for boat launches, kayak launches.
Right.
And so I'm gonna send me your information, have somebody call you tomorrow, follow up, because that's absolutely what that can be used for. I'm gonna run through, we're doing a lot of things in litter, and I'm gonna run through a lot of it quickly. I'm gonna have Susan tell you what we're doing in your parish, and that way y'all can tell me what more do we need to do? How do we get more people involved? 3 years ago, I asked the legislature to move it under my office. Susan did a great job as a volunteer organization, but I thought we needed to do more. And so moving it under my office, we really got all my agencies involved, a lot of private investment coming in. And that year we had 54 groups doing Love the Boot Week. Last year, 1,471 groups in every parish, 100 schools, 14 universities. It's become a movement. And so I'm gonna run through some things pretty quickly, I think. Oh, there we go. So here's a little commercial that we did. We got a bunch of them going. If you go ahead and play that.
Hey, Louisiana, how are you stopping litter?
In Terrebonne Parish, we put our trash in a bag.
And never out the window.
In Bienville, we bag it, tie it, and put a lid on it.
We keep litter out of our lakes in Lafayette.
And in Calcasieu Parish, we keep our truck beds clean.
And we secure our loads.
We need every person in every parish to stop littering and let Louisiana shine.
So prior to us taking it over, the hotline was not answered. We got that hotline working with wildlife fishery back being answered. Last year, 875 people reported people littering. They got a letter from me saying you got caught littering on I-10, please don't do it again. In this legislative session, we got a law passed that allows my park managers now to write tickets. So now if you report someone, get the license of it, they're not gonna know you reported them. You'll sign an affidavit online and they're gonna get a ticket in the mail. Now, if they show up in court to fight it, you're not gonna wanna go to court. They'll probably get out of it, but at least it'll inconvenience them. If you get it for a ticket for litter or you pick up litter for a day, you're 80% less likely to litter. We've got a thing, Leaders Against Litter. I ask everybody to go speak in the schools. We've got questions on the driving test now. Here's a little video that you gotta watch when you go to get your I'm sorry, I'm going ahead of myself. This is a few of the cameras that we're putting out in high areas to catch people that continue to litter. Every one of these people got a ticket. The one that really bothers me is a guy that brings his kids to litter. Take a look. Yeah, unbelievable.
And just to clarify, those are not paid actors. Those
No,
are-
that's live footage from another, unfortunately, we got a lot more of it. We just pulled some of the footage.
You got some extra cameras?
We can actually get you some. Wildlife fishery works through the position them properly, for those high areas where they're, where they continue dumping over and over. And I gotta tell you, for the first time ever, DEQ, Wildlife Fishery, and DOTD is working with us. We put out the first contract ever. DOTD has got a private company. They did in other states. They find people to sponsor the interstates and they pay a company to go pick up trash once a month. So we're trying to get all the interstates covered. So they're constantly keeping them clean. We're doing a lot of private-public partnership. Here's a video that you have to watch before you get your driver's license. and there's answers in this video that are on the test. Take a look.
Welcome to an instructional video presented by Keep Louisiana Beautiful in partnership with the Office of Motor Vehicles of the state of Louisiana. Look, I don't want to be here either. But you, look at you. Yeah, you. You must really want to drive. You probably heard over and over that driving comes with responsibilities. One of the responsibilities you have as a driver is to help keep our state's roadways litter-free. And right now, it's a mess out there. And that's why the Louisiana Driver's Test has several questions about the harmful effects of litter and the ways that you can help prevent it from happening in the first place. So pay attention, the answers to the litter questions are in this video! Yeah, we're giving you the test answers. What, you don't believe me? You know what? Put down that pencil. You're coming with me. Here we are. Look at this. We've all seen roadside litter before. Well, how'd it get here? Primarily motorists. Nice catch. Plastic water bottles are the #1 most visible littered items on the roadways. In fact, 79% of all roadside litter comes from motorists, pickup trucks, garbage trucks, and unsecured loads. So keep your truck bed clean and the roads safer. Secure your load and prevent litter from taking flight. Look at this stuff. It isn't even tied down or covered, meaning it's unsecured. If anything should fly off onto the road, it could create a dangerous situation, like a crash. Now that's a secured load. Don't you feel more secure? Littering is illegal. That means if you or your passenger throw trash like a fast food cup or cigarette butt out the window, if loose items fly out of your truck bed or off an unsecured load, it could result in a litter citation. Since we're talking about fines for littering, let's talk dollar amounts. Fines for simple littering can range from $150 to $900. See someone littering? Report their license plate number and vehicle make to 855 LA Litter. Remember, dial responsibly, call when parked, not while driving. Some people think it's okay to throw a cigarette butt out the car window or on the ground. Some people are sadly mistaken, and I'll tell you why. Yep, that's me. No, over here. You're probably wondering how I ended up in this situation. Well, I ate a cigarette butt. But come on, you can't tell me it doesn't look like a French fry, am I right? What can I say? It happens. Turtles, like me, birds, and even fish can mistake cigarette butts for food. And if we eat them, we can get very sick and even die, which personally I can say is not good. And the butts and other litter can float or blow into waterways, releasing chemicals and pollutants into the water. It can even cause a wildfire. So don't litter. Do it for me. Oh, good luck with your driver's test. Now, can you put me down, please? Hey, are you gonna eat that? Litter hurts wildlife and marine life, but there are other ways it can affect Louisiana. Litter can collect around storm drains and cause flooding. And litter impacts tourism, which results in less money for local economies. And all that litter adds up. The total cost to taxpayers to clean up and prevent litter in Louisiana each year? $91.4 million. Do you know how many fries that could buy? That's a lot of fries. I mean, we're talking curly fries, seasoned fries, sweet potato fries. Oh, waffle fries. Wait, did I say that out loud? So, what are some ways you can prevent roadside litter? Keep a bag for trash in your car and use it. Obviously, don't litter, but don't let your passengers litter either. And never keep trash in the bed of your truck. Secure your load so we can keep Louisiana beautiful. Anyone else hungry for some fries?
So that'll help people as they're getting their driver's license know the importance of it. We tried to get some additional money this year, to fight litter. We hired a litter expert. There is a litter expert. And she did a whole study of the whole state, where the litter comes from, educational part of it, and helped us with all aspects of it. And, what we learned, if we could get a little money on the front end, giving you trash receptacles, cleanups, we can save millions on the back end. We couldn't get the legislature to give us any more money yet. So we're thinking outside the box. We're going out and doing different things. We've actually got a video coming out where the animals are talking to the little kids in school, because we want them to go home and tell their parents don't litter. They love to tell their parents what to do. We're even encouraging them to clean up their school grounds so we can change the culture and not have to spend 91 million. But we're thinking outside the box and getting private companies involved. This group that owns 10 Sonics had me pick a drink, the Blue Pelican. And I had to go test 10 drinks. 100% of the money for the Blue Pelican is going to us to fight litter. Now, they wanted me to wear roller skates, and they said I had to serve drinks. And I'll tell you, I got some really people like, "You the Lieutenant Governor?" I said, "Yeah, I do this on Wednesday for extra money. Take a look." And I'm excited. What? Hi, I'm Lieutenant Governor Billy Nungesser. You gotta come to a Parish Sonic location and get the Blue Pelican. You got the shot, man.
We need 3 Blue Pelicans.
100% of the proceeds goes to Keep Louisiana Beautiful Foundation to help clean up Louisiana. The Blue Pelican, you ordered the big one. This is like one of the most special things I've done in all my years as Lieutenant Governor. And here's your Blue Pelican, and they're donating all the proceeds to these new drinks to keep Louisiana beautiful. Well, you're a very special guest. So here's a trash bag for your car. So we asking people not to litter, and I'm working up an appetite. Hey guys, I'm rocking it up. I got our first tip. Here y'all go. They're doing great things to help Louisiana. We don't live at Sonic. You're not gonna wanna miss this incredible drink. It's sold all year long. Come out and try one. You're gonna love it. It's good. So we're working on it with local businesses to really get creative in raising money. Those Sonics will actually clean out your car if you have trash in your car and help you clean out your car. Another thing we're rolling out this year, after Love the Boot Week, Love Your Waterways in Louisiana. We're gonna give out buckets at every marina and get all the bass clubs, the canoeing groups, wildlife and fishery, CCA, all of those groups to clean up the waterways all over Louisiana, from the river to all the canals and ditches, and really make an effort to keep this momentum going. Now, we got the Keep America Beautiful Conference to move to New Orleans this year. We did that by offering a free Louisiana seafood one night, but it'll give us an opportunity to bring people from all over the country, as we went and learned a lot at the last conference, but we're bringing it here to bring new attention to that. In closing, there's a whole bunch of stuff on our website that you can share on your website. And Susan's gonna tell you exactly what we're doing in your parish now, but we can always use more help. And we have been going around the state doing litter summits, elected officials, the businesses, a whole day. We serve lunch, we go through all the things. You can sign up businesses, Clean Biz, put garbage cans back in the parking lot and empty them. Cracker Barrel's the only company that has them in all their parking lots. You'll never see trash in a parking lot. If you give someone somewhere to put the trash, they'll put it. So we're encouraging strip malls, even as you give out new building permits, require them to put garbage cans in the parking lot. Everybody used to have garbage cans in the parking lot. Nobody does anymore. But that is a big thing that we can require, and businesses are signing up. I don't think we have any businesses here. We have hundreds in other parishes that sign up and agree to keep their business clean and put garbage cans in the parking lot. You're up, Susan.
Hey, Lieutenant Governor, before you go, got 2 things for you. First of all, thank you, because Assumption Parish has taken advantage of the Keep Louisiana Beautiful with the program, with the garbage cans. We have them in all our parks, and it does stick out. And I know I've had mine in my park at least for 2 or 3 years, and they still look good. So thank you for that. We've taken advantage, and I think we have some on order for this year. And also too, as pertains to recreational trails, I know this for a fact because you had to sign off on the letter. We have one park that just been completed with the recreational trails grant, where we have a walking trail in his park. and mine is next up. So we're taking advantage of all the opportunities that your office is definitely pushing out to make Assumption Parish continue to look good.
Well,
just
thank you
wanna
so much.
for
And
that.
listen, we started a new grant. When I was parish president, we had a very dirty parish. Everybody pulled out the marina, throwing their food out. I put 21 garbage cans on every road leading to Highway 23 on an angle where you could pull over. Most people missed the can, but it kept it off the highway. 90% of the garbage went in or around those cans. So if you got a place where they can safely pull over and throw it out the window, they will. And so we're I'm trying to get the DOT to let me put them on the circles before you get on the interstate where you can pull over safely. But it's a big thing to get anything put on interstate property. But those cans that we're starting to roll out, and to get funding for them, I'm asking local business, we'll put a sign, go garden, keeping Louisiana beautiful. He got every billboard in the state. So if there's local companies that want to be sponsored on something to help pay for those cans, we can then provide more to the community. So those are some more things we're doing. Susan Russell.
Thank you. Thank you, Lieutenant Governor. We're so fortunate to have a Lieutenant Governor that is so passionate and dedicated to cleaning up Louisiana. What we're trying to do is change people's attitudes, behaviors, and a culture that for way too long has accepted this litter problem in Louisiana. And it's not an easy feat, but we're making great strides. And so I want to thank the parish for the work and involvement that y'all are doing so far. So over the last couple of years, we've been able to award this parish about $50,000 and 40 trash cans that you mentioned. Just last year, y'all had 6 events that participated in Love the Boot Week. And that was about 230 volunteers that removed 10,000 pounds of litter. And so those numbers add up. Y'all also have an affiliate, Keep Assumption Beautiful. I encourage y'all to please support them. They're an all-volunteer group, but they're making headway as well. Just last year, with the help of about 4,400 volunteers, they removed 500,000 pounds of litter. And then, we have been working to really empower our citizens and our residents to, when you see something, do something. You don't have to wait for local government or another community group to organize a cleanup. When your neighborhood, when your street has litter. So we created this partnership with our libraries, and Napoleonville Branch Library participates in this, and we thank them for that. You can use your library card and go into a participating library and check out grabbers, safety vests, bags, data cards, do a small cleanup. So this is really targeting families, small groups. Think of like Girl Scout groups. Again, empowering them to take ownership in cleaning up their neighborhood. When they finish with the cleanup, they bring their grabbers and safety vests back. And we also have a youth education program. The Lieutenant Governor mentioned that last year. We are happy to have been able to provide 220 activity books to a school here in this parish. But there's so many more ways that we can engage with y'all. Our role here is to support our local communities. We know change happens locally, and so we provide that support in a number of different ways. Programs, we have grant funding, we have resources. I encourage y'all to apply for some of the additional grants. The Lieutenant Governor mentioned earlier that we have a surveillance camera grant that can help with some of the illegal dumping problems that we had talked about earlier. We also have bumper stickers that we can make available that y'all can put on your parish fleet that reminds people that when you see someone littering or an illegal dumping, you can use that 855 number to report littering. We're really beefing up our enforcement efforts, but we need citizens to call and to report those things. Other ways that y'all can be of support is to reach out to your local principals or your superintendent, and encourage them to teach this in the schools. We have the lesson plans, we have the activity books, the Leaders Against Litter badges and pledges. All of this is free to all of y'all to use. You just order them through our website and we ship them to you. We need to teach our young people so we can stop this cycle of neglect, right? Some other things that I would encourage y'all to consider doing is to reach out to your chamber and to your small businesses and ask them to be a part of our Clean Biz program. This is a program designed for to really, again, engage our businesses. When everybody
kind of steps up and takes responsibility, you know, for their own space, that's when we're gonna see a huge difference, right? Businesses have a role and responsibility, schools, our families, our individuals, and of course, our local governments. With our Clean Biz program, we ask our businesses to do just some very simple things, right? Keep your parking lots clean and litter free. Have trash receptacles in your parking lots or out front. Keep your green spaces maintained and make sure that your dumpsters are closed and the area around that is litter free. Things they should be doing anyway, but unfortunately, we know that they all aren't. And so again, I want to encourage y'all to reach out to us any way that we can provide additional support by making these programs available to you. They're all on our website. Our Love the Boot Week, mark your calendars and join us. It starts April 18th. And then coming up in September for the whole month is Love Our Waterways. That's a new initiative that we're really pushing out statewide to get keep the waters clean.
Two other grants, one other grant I want to tell you about is, if your sheriff's interested, I went to the Sheriff's Association and said, why don't y'all pick up litter? Well, we don't have a van or a pickup truck and a trailer to go do it. We've bought to date 8 vans, gave them to the sheriffs. They signed a contract, they're gonna pick up trash so many days a week. And it's made a difference in those 8 parishes. Some vans, some want to pick up trucks with a trailer. We'll do that. Another thing you can do is empower all of your parish employees. Give them a box of garbage bags and some plastic gloves. Tell them when they see litter to pick it. In St. Tammany, that has made a world of difference. Seeing when they're going somewhere, all of the parish vehicles pulling over, tying it in the bag and putting it in the back of their truck, on the back of their vehicle. That has made a big difference in St. Tammany, a lot of areas, because if there's no trash there, you're less likely. If you see a bunch of trash, what's one more cup? So the more we can clean it up, it's redundant, over time, it gets a lot cleaner. And then also, we ask people, if you can't hire someone, designate a parish employee as a liaison that's in charge of organizing, of getting more people involved and talking to the parish employees about keeping the areas clean. And you know, they've got a few gurus in different parishes that are so passionate about it. They're going out speaking to the groups and really making a difference in those communities. And then, as I mentioned earlier, if y'all want to do some kind of litter summit and invite all the business and residents, we've had anywhere from 100 to 300 people show up when we've done these around the state. With the cooperation and support of the local government, we'd be more than happy to come do that here.
Lily, what happened to that program they had hunts used to come around, but they hit all the state highways and cleaned up the jail? What happened to that program?
Well, that's a good question. They used to have the prisons do it with a bus. They don't do that anymore because of funding cuts. What I met with the people cutting the grass back under the last governor, and 4 of the companies said, we don't pick up garbage. So when you get paid to pick it up 6 times, we just cut the grass. 3 of them admitted, even though they were paid 6 times a year to cut grass, they only cut it 4 times because it rained. I've been after DOTD to give that money to local government to cut the grass in those parishes, because you get the complaints anyway. Give them the money. If they don't have the equipment, let them hire a private contractor that will clean up the roads. We can actually do it cheaper, because several of the companies that have the contracts from DOTD, they have 3 tiers. And the people that get paid don't care that the other 2 tiers are not doing the work. It's because of the large bond you need. We need to change that and allow local governments to either do it or hire local. If you got the money from the state, you'd make sure your highways and roads are clean and cut. But it falls on deaf ears when you try to call because they're not keeping it up. But I think this private company that does it in Tennessee of getting people to fund, it's not adopt a highway. It's more of they get a Coca-Cola to adopt 8 miles, pay so much a month. They have a private company and they make sure they pick up garbage once a month on that stretch. It's a 12-month deal. So we're hoping that just got kicked off with DOTD's approval. We're hoping that will help get some more people out picking up litter.
I really like the idea of being able to go after the cameras with the surveillance cameras. So something that I noticed on the north end of the parish here, Ascension Parish has hired a company to put in some cameras in some areas. The illegal dumping is still happening. They just coming into our parish to dump now. So we get more, in our area. So we do need some way to try to enforce that. Our constables work with wildlife and fisheries. They go through the litter. If they find the offender, they give them a citation, all of that. That's been great, but it's just the problem is bigger than what, we've been able to control. But one aspect of that we can't get a handle on is tires. We have a lot of our, a lot of sugarcane around here, right? Our farmers are constantly telling us, look how many more tires I got this week. People going in the back and dumping tires, but we don't have a way to get rid of tires. Our bulk waste pickup won't accept tires. Our residential collection won't accept tires.
I just met with DEQ. They actually have some grants they gave out for dye dumps this year for the first time ever. But we're trying to come up with a plan. They've got some new shredding companies, one in Baton Rouge. But I want to try to find a way where we could pay $1 a tile bounty. Bring them there, they shred them, they use them for mulch. I'm trying to get DOTD, like they do in other states, to use the crushed up, put it in the bids for resurfacing roads. So I'm trying to, that's a long-term way. If we can put a bounty where everybody brings a tire to get shreds, get paid something, you'll have people going around stealing them if they make money. So that's something we're working on long-term, but in the short term, we're putting cameras out. And we also have worked with DEQ to go check the logs where people are taking tires and taking the fee and going to dump them illegally instead of disposing them like they're supposed to. So it's a work in progress. It has been a big problem all over the state. We've made a little progress, but we got a long way to go.
Right. So Friends of Bayou Lafourche, they worked with, I think it was a Baratario group and they had a cleanup for Bayou Lafourche. The holding area was right here in Napoleonville. And once people started seeing tires collecting there, overnight, the parking lot filled up. So you give them a place to bring them, they're gonna bring them. If you don't, they're gonna end up on the side of the road, like
Absolutely.
you said, clogging a drainage ditch or whatever.
Do y'all have a place to bring those to a shredding company?
No, we don't.
No, we don't.
So whenever we did inquire about it, and we had some issues there with DEQ because you have to be a level of a landfill to even collect the tires to be able to bring them to a recycling center. And we just need some help in that aspect.
Yeah, I'm gonna follow up. I had my first meeting because they've changed 3 people. And I keep getting a new head of DEQ. This lady seems really passionate about fixing it. So we gave her all the ideas in our first meeting. We're waiting to get back with her. And I told her if I need to get some money to put that bounty on them, if we just did it for a year, it would clean up and give us a big, and then we're supposed to meet with, she's gonna set up to meet with the recyclers to see what it would take to get them to take all the tires, we can bring them. So I will follow back with you and let you know, we're doing a meeting right after the first of the year with her to follow up with all of our questions and concerns.
And my card is in that folder. If you want to reach out to me, we can discuss the camera grant. We can get you some information if y'all interested.
Well, we definitely gonna jump on the camera grant. I was just about to ask you, is there an identified name of the grant?
It's the surveillance camera grant, so
Does-
just
do they-
y'all reach out to
Is it
me.
matching fund or is it 100% funded?
Excuse me?
Is it 100% funded? Or-
All of our grants require a 15% match, but you can do that. That can be in many different ways. It doesn't have to be a cash match. It can be the staff time dedicated to working those cases and viewing the surveillance footage. So we can talk about all that, but y'all reach out to me and let me put y'all in touch with that application.
So one request I have for you, Lieutenant Governor, you mentioned having a program where you can apply for grants for the, in the future for parishes to have people in charge of littering, actually go out and pick up littering and stuff like that. One thing to keep in mind, whenever we have a lot of the grants, they can't be applied to that person's salary. So whenever you structure something like that, sometimes the only way we can apply for it and have to hire another person is we have a way to pay for them.
Yeah.
So let's just keep that in mind for the rural parishes so that the funding can be used for the salary of that employee also. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, we'll look into that. I'm hoping this year the legislature will give us a little more money, seeing we made progress with little or no money through some of the private companies and advertising. I'm hoping they'll step up their game because now it's become a movement. I got these lawyers that advertise everywhere. They want you to feel good about using them. What better way to say, I'm helping clean up my parish, put your name on the garbage cans or wherever. They'll get some advertising, some feel-good publicity for writing a check.
Look,
Well, thank you.
You want to take a picture with us?
Sure.
Maybe you can show your wife that you've been somewhere tonight?
Yeah, that's right. Where do you want me to go?
Come on. Brian, take a picture.
Susan, come up here. Hurry up.
All right. 1, 2, 3.
One, 2.5, 3. There you go.
Thank y'all for
Thank you for
caring.
coming.
Yeah. Appreciate
Appreciate
y'all. Send me your number and I'll
I'll give you a call.
Nice seeing you.
Thank you.
Y'all have a Merry Christmas.
You too.
Any funding available for cleaning up the waterway?
Well, we have it,
Tree removal.
we just starting to do that. We don't have enough funding to do that, but I did ask the governor, I put a package together because we need to clean out all these waterways. There was even a bill to try to get away from the scenic river for 2 years because there's no storage, and we're gonna, for every degree warmer it is, 7% more water evaporates. So if it's 3 degrees warmer today than yesterday, 21% more water is going up there. It's gonna come down. And if you're unlucky enough that it comes down in your area, you're gonna flood. So we're on a mission to clean up every ditch, canal, waterway back to design grade, so we have more storage and not wait for the next town to flood. And we made that proposal to CPRA and to the governor with a package for several $1 million to do that all over the state. And we're hoping that'll help fund it. Through this Clean Your Waterways, we're hoping to get some of the boat companies, cabela's, to put up some money to give us the equipment we need to go out and clean. So hopefully, depending on the money we raise, it'll depend on what kind of grants we can give out.
So I know we primarily talked about litter, but I just want to mention one more thing. We just had No Problem Raceway in here a couple weeks ago.
Who's that?
No Problem Raceway. So they're working on attracting a large NHRA event at their facility and bring a lot of tourism to our parish and stuff like that. So
I think they reached out to me, but give them my number, because look, New Orleans is gonna be all right. We gotta fund more things in these small areas to bring people in. You know, we've been promoting Mardi Gras all over the state at every fair and festival now. And since we've been doing that through social media, we see attendance for Mardi Gras outside of New Orleans up 30% in some areas. So give them my number. I'll get them with our tourism folks and we'll help put a package together to drive, whatever numbers they need to meet. We'll push it out on social media until they get what they need to make it
yeah, so
a
some of
great
the help,
success.
some of the help that they're gonna need is going back to the legislature to make infrastructure improvements that can support this type of event in our area.
I'll be glad to do that.
Thank you.
Thank y'all so much. Have a great night.
Thank y'all for coming.
All right, next item, discuss multiple issues with Kingston subdivision. Mr. Need Stevenson. Discuss and get update on no wake zone marking and enforcement in Fairport Bay area. So Brian, the sheriff's office had contacted us.
A while back,
What's that?
a while back, or they contacted you recently?
No, recently,
Okay.
like last week, about
Right.
some of the buoys not getting put out that was requested or something like that. I'm just trying to get an update.
We moved them, and we thought we were putting them in the right location, but Scott Metrogene's gonna go out and we're gonna work together on that. Actually, when I went and get some right of ways of servitude that is at home, Mr. Lonnie actually put us in touch with him before, but he was out of town. So we're gonna work on dragging some of those buoys back in the areas they're supposed to be. Our sign is just there for 500 foot, but we gotta move the no wake zone.
So he mentioned there was another buoy that was being stored at the old fire station or something there that needed to be put out. Are you
I don't
familiar
know,
with
we'll
that?
have to go see what's there.
Just, if you can, just follow up with him, try to
Okay,
get that.
no problem.
issue resolved. I don't know, Jamie, you had anything to add to that?
That's about it. Just try to get them out there in proper places. Because they can't enforce the no wake zone if they're not there.
Update on Labradorville Ballpark?
Oh, so. I'm gonna go back to me just to make sure. So we actually began to make some repairs on the roofing portion of Labradorville Park. But during our repair process, the termites had created so much damage, we discovered that we needed to stop because the roofing joists and was apparent, it was just eating out. It was no longer supported very much longer. So I've actually went out, halted those repairs, and we're in the process of getting some quotes for replacing the roof on the concession stand. Because where the awning connects to it, it was fixing to separate it. So right now, we're supporting it with some boards to hold it up so that we can effectively make a roofing repair. But we're in the process of getting 2 more quotes. We received 1, but we'll get 2 more and then come back to the meeting for finding a funding source for that portion of it. Other than that, we sprayed the fences and some of the fencing has been repaired, but we're gonna have to do some dugout work.
Have you been able to communicate any with the rec board over there?
No,
I would like to get a update from the rec board, see, are they meeting, or they have anything going on?
From my understanding is that they're waiting to
They're
get
waiting.
access to the park.
I mean, until we do a roofing repair, and make it safe, we can't. We're not gonna be
Can
able
we
to-
just block
They want
that section off?
I mean, we'll just block the whole concession stand off.
That's what I'm saying.
I
No, I was just curious if, what they,
Yeah.
They trying anything or something.
Well, I think they're waiting
Yeah,
on
it's been
approval
released.
from the jury to be able to access the park.
But as a district, are they doing anything? Do you know? Are they meeting?
what I'm
Are they
asking, are they-
making plans for a
I
district?
know, because here's my thing. I don't wanna spend no money on this park. If the concession stand, I don't think that's really needed. If they're gonna hold events, they can have food trucks or something like that come in. Meanwhile, until we see if this thing proceeds and moves forward. As far as spending a whole lot of money redoing the concession stand, I'd like to see the rec board get together and make
what I'm
progress
saying, I'd like to
before we
get an
do
update, yeah.
anything.
Yes,
I'd
agreed.
like to get an update. from
But
the
they
rec board.
need access to the park to go and cut the grass and keep it up. If they're gonna, we need to allow them that if it's safe enough.
Is that the last thing,
So-
safety measures?
Yeah, and they also have, Kim, if I'm not mistaken, they have to fill out certain forms before they can use the equipment or anything that belongs to the park, right? Or they automatically. So like if a guy's on a drainage, he has to be part of our workers' comp program and so on and so forth before they can operate the equipment.
He's on drainage? I'm sorry.
Yes, like Mr. Tony or any of them, those guys through that drainage district, they have to be part of our program.
So how does it work with By Lewis?
That's all been done already, right? Didn't we give all the board members all the
They
information?
created all that stuff.
Oh, what information? I don't know what y'all.
No, what he's trying to say, they must have their own.
Whatever y'all require,
lawnmowers
the
and-
districts, I'm unaware of what y'all require.
Labradorville Park has its own equipment.
Yeah, that's
So
what he's
are they
saying.
allowed to operate the
That's
equipment
what she. that's
or
what
not
he's
allowed
asking.
to operate the
Because
equipment?
it's parish
Not allowed
equipment.
to cut.
Because it's parish owned equipment.
That's what he's
Yeah,
saying.
I guess if this is part of the board, same thing that y'all would do
it's
with the
the board.
districts.
Yeah,
That's
the
what-
board, the
Board
board.
said
The
can
board's
do that.
decision has to,
Yeah.
the board has to make that decision, their
Okay.
board, because that board would ultimately be responsible.
Okay.
So right now, for them to access the property, all we have to do is kind of barricade that concession stand that is claimed not safe,
Right,
correct?
correct.
That time out.
That's
Can I
still a legal
interject for
matter.
1 second?
Yeah.
When we last talked about this, light poles,
Yeah,
electricity,
Yeah.
All of that
fencing,
stuff.
The-
grass, all that's done.
So there's no electricity there.
Okay, so.
The
then
lights have been taken down completely.
Again, I want to temper, what's gonna now be put out into the public atmosphere, that all we have to do is corral the
No.
concession stand and
No.
you can use the park.
No.
I wanna be very clear that that is not the case.
No.
What we need moving forward, again, so that we're not unnecessarily exposed to liability, is a full assessment of what has been done and what needs to be done.
Okay.
At the same time that that's presented, we can have the rec board appear, they can present what they've been doing in the background, and then we can devise a strategy in terms of what the jury does next in order to allow access to this facility.
Okay. So
Right,
I'll
those are
I'll
going-
provide some type of report for you at the next meeting.
Okay, again, I just want to be very clear on that, guys, because again, we cannot continue to say, okay, we're gonna put one part of the park off limits, and then the rest of the park isn't available either. I just don't want to get ahead of ourselves. Let's make sure we have an accurate portrayal of what we're really presenting, and then get the rec board here also to speak to what they've been doing, to move the path forward.
I think we spoke about this probably 6 months ago, maybe. That the light poles was gonna be, taking down the ones that was unsafe and the lights. So has any of that been done, Ron?
We have one more light pole to take down.
Take down.
Yes, we have one more light pole to take down. All the lights have been removed, all the wiring's been removed.
One pole,
What?
one pole.
We have the one pole next to the dugout and the little thing. to remove.
We have to move. We have to move on this.
Right.
Something needs to happen.
Isn't there still some repairs that need to be made from the hurricane?
As it pertains to what we did, we fixed the fences previously. That was a
I'm
big
saying
portion
if
of
there's
it.
any outstanding work
Uh,
from the insurance for the hurricane?
Not that I'm aware of, as far as, the fencing damages, we repaired that. I'm not, I'll have to review the information again, Leroy. It's been quite a minute. But we did straighten all the fences out at that time. That was under the repairs from the hurricane. There's only specific things that they allow, depends what's covered. So we did expend, I think it was, if not mistaken, Ms. Kim, it was about $10,000 on fencing repairs
I'd be
and stuff
pulling the
because it was
number out of
covered.
the air, I can't.
Just a question.
Just
out
give us
there.
a report.
I'll give you
Why
a
are we waiting so
report of
long
what we
to-
got
to
when we come
finish
back.
this? Why is it taking so long, Ron?
We still got drainage work.
Well, if I
There's a ton of
recall-
work to be done
If I
in
recall,
multiple
Aaron
places.
was the one that was on this project, and Aaron last spoke about the poles coming down and
Right.
whatnot, so probably once he left, project halted.
No, I think Brian was there.
Yeah, about,
I mean,
it was about a
No,
month,
it was out of my control.
approximately about a month or so ago, you had mentioned that you
Yes, I
wanted to
thought
get a
we
day
would
where
be
you had
there,
like
but-
9 people over there, is what you had told me.
Yes, I was gonna get 6 people to go.
Okay.
But we were not able to facilitate that with the other things that were happening. We did go cut the grass and take care of some other things, but we didn't complete everything we needed to be done.
Well, let's just communicate that back to us a little bit more, you know.
Well, we're gonna halt a bunch of projects and we're gonna take all the people, we're gonna slide them over there and we'll get it finished. Cause that's what it's gonna take.
Finish it. Finish it.
Before we promise that, can we?
Yeah,
a
don't
full
do that,
assessment,
bro.
please?
Well, I'm just telling you.
And get
I mean,
the
if we wanna take
rec
6 people
board
from,
to make sure.
3 people from maintenance and 3 people from another division,
You got a skeleton crew right now.
that's correct.
Remove
You
one
can't do
pole?
that.
That's correct. Actually, our grade all was repaired, so we can grab the pole. So we're gonna take the pole down
How
there.
about we get the full assessment to see what's been done, what's remaining, and then the jury can decide what's priority.
Everything takes so long over here. Please, it's ridiculous.
People.
On the salary for 40,000 people.
All right. Consider request for installation of new light pole and light to be installed between 891 Highway 1011 and 885 Highway 1011, located within Consolidated Road Lighting District.
This is the same young lady that called and requested to have that culvert, that ditch dug out in the drainage committee, and this was her request. It is within the Consolidated Road Lighting District. Pays
This
taxes.
is bro, you know anything
Bro,
about
you
that?
I don't know anything about it. Nobody's approached me on it.
It's in the light district.
It's
in the lighting
district,
district, she
make
pays
your
the
motion.
taxes.
Make your motion, you're being paid for.
So move.
Motion by Mr. Carter,
Second.
second by Mr. Diaz, all in favor? Opposed? Motion carries. Who's gonna take the action item on that, put in the request?
Debbie and I,
There's no pole there though.
there's no pole, right?
It's not a light that's just out. You gotta put a light too.
That's
There's
obviously
no pole.
installation of a pole.
I don't know if there's electricity around it. You might have to run a mile to get the electricity.
Y'all got the money.
Once we put the request in, they normally come back and tell us if it's a job
See,
beyond just replacing a
I
light
could
bulb.
have gone and checked the situation that she'd called.
Discuss and consider adoption of resolution opting out of statewide solar siting requirements.
Okay, the Police Jury Association contacted me on this and saying that, if we, for parishes that have their solar panel, have local solar panel ordinances, that this resolution would, needed to be adopted in order for our ordinance to have any weight. If not, the fallback is on the state ordinance. So if we want our measures in our solar ordinance that we adopted to be valid and to be restrictive and in control, we need to adopt this ordinance.
Can I say one thing on that, guys? The issue with that is, what I would recommend, and I apologize for not sending the email earlier, is that we forward this to South Central Planning. I believe the course of action is, if our ordinance is more strict than the state ordinance, that we want to keep what we have and therefore opt out. So what I would recommend doing, forward it to South Central Planning, let them review, because they were the ones who put into place our particular language. And just say, look, is ours more stringent than what they're referring to? Let them make the recommendation, and then we'll pass that forward in terms of opting out. So I would ask that we kick this until the next meeting. Is there a date on this, Kim, when it has to be approved?
Not this year.
Okay, so
Middle of
if
next
we
year,
have
we got
time, then we'll
yes.
kick it to the first meeting in January. That'll give us the opportunity to communicate with South Central and then have a decision for us at the next meeting in January. I think we could just table it for now, and then we'll put it on the first meeting in January. Justin, can you handle forwarding that to them, since you had communicated on that?
Our ordinance.
Yes, just send this particular resolution to them. Tell them if we need to set up a call to discuss, if not, for them to provide a recommendation for the jury at the next meeting.
Good.
All right, thank you.
Next item, request of federal delegation, state delegation, public service commission, and all local postmasters and neighboring postmasters to attend the next police jury meeting to discuss the changing of the address system.
A lot of people.
Yeah, the last meeting I brought it up, and then, I believe it was recommended we possibly wait maybe till beginning of next year because of the holidays and all. But I would like to continue with this address change in the parish, and get those postmasters from those different areas of other parishes to come in and tell them what we're doing. And, we'll get with Paul on the list of names and all of these people. So maybe the first meeting in
At the first meeting.
February.
Yeah, that sounds better.
A lot of people.
You're gonna contact them, Mr. Bro?
I'm gonna try to contact you. I'll try to contact them and tell them to work on it. I gave y'all, whoever's involved, a list of all the people that's in these, labeled in these other parishes, such as Thibodeau and, Morgan City and Lewis and Donaldsonville goes to the bridge and Melrose.
So
And
you
we'll get a
advise
list of
when,
all those with those changes of names, if I can get that done. You know, names of the towns. And then it said that it's a local, that's what Washington told me. I called Washington, says it's a local issue. So then we have to establish a post office probably in Lewis. Or get Labradorville service in that, but that might be a bit too much.
You don't think a bill need to be filed with our state delegations requesting local municipalities as it pertains to the address system to try to get those, I know where you're going with the.
So stupid. Never been done.
the issue really lies with the Louisiana Tax Commission to make sure that sales taxes go.
Yeah, that's what it is.
That's where the issue.
I'd like to get, maybe the Public Service Commission, but they're not in charge for that. Why not? Hell, they were when they had the stagecoaches. They even had a gun, a shotgun brought it. Man, they would deliver mail to the house.
Well,
Stagecoach.
we'll have a meeting next week with the parish tax collector, and
Yeah.
I'll talk to them about, not necessarily this addressing issue, but making sure that we're collecting the right sales taxes in our
That
area.
and get the Public Service Commissioners here. And let's see if they can change that in Baton Rouge. Make that part of their job. Because it was very easy to change our telephone exchange system in this parish with the Public Service Commission. Louis Lambert then.
I think the 911 system threw everything off, bro. I think that's what threw everything off, bro.
No, it's
Yeah,
been like that.
911 in
It's been like that,
Melrose, I think it
911.
threw a lot.
You know
off.
what happened?
All right.
Next.
There's a Pecan Street in Thibodeau, and there's a Pecan Street in Labradorville. And this guy gets false teeth at his house. That's Don Oakland at 101 Pecan Street in Labradorville. for a dentist in Thibodeau at 10101 McCall Street in Thibodeau with the same name, Thibodeau. Let's change that.
All right, I think we all agree something needs to change on that.
Yeah.
Request approval to
Not
memo,
just that, all about taxes. Taxes are going to those parishes too, at those addresses.
Make sure I don't have.
request approval to memorialize the following bridges within Assumption Parish. Highway 1011 Supreme Bridge, in honor of First Lieutenant Johnny Arsenault, Napoleonville Bridge, and
Private Michael Claus,
Private-
was killed in Vietnam,
Michael Allen Claus at Bayou Crab Bridge for Lieutenant Colonel William
4 years.
Porteous.
He was the most outstanding lawyer in the world for maritime law. And he had, he had placed in the Supreme, was just recently sold. But he used to go to the lake a lot and I'd bring him there. He had 2 sailboats and Bayou Crab without a motor. It was racist. And one was a 32 foot and I'd haul him to the lake with my boat tied up in a tree. And then we'll wait for an hour or 2 for the wind and I would go sailing with him. And, he'd tell me a lot of stories.
We hear that one.
Yeah.
Mike, is
That's when you can
Representative
go,
Amadee's
and that's when you can go to the lake through Conscience Canal.
I hear you.
And you can go to, and I used to go there from Supreme to Conscience, through Conscience
I
Canal to
believe
the
it,
lake.
I believe it.
I don't think I ever.
Not for the Bayou Crab Bridge, but for the other 2 bridges.
Why not?
It has to be done,
It's
State.
state.
it has to be done at the state level. The Bayou
Yeah,
Crab
no,
Bridge
all
is
of
done
them.
at the local level,
All of them. They have to go to the legislature.
not the Bayou Crab Bridge.
All of them. That's why it's a state bridge.
Bayou Crab.
Fly Crab, yes, that's state, 400, LA 400.
It stops at the bridge.
It stops at the bridge.
Where they got the bridge.
The state.
Because you got about another 100 yards of blacktop past the bridge.
Oh, yeah,
Delegation on that.
yeah, put a request to the
Huh?
state.
And are all these people deceased as well?
Yes, they're all deceased.
Okay, because that's a requirement also, as far as the legislature.
All deceased, and Johnny Arsenault was killed in Spain, crash in Spain. He'd gone to Air Force Academy. He was my neighbor for years at Supreme. And,
We need to send
Can we
it
reach
to
out
the,
to Barron?
What's that?
Who am I
Yes.
sending the request to the state legislature?
yeah.
You have to send it to
we'll send it
Representative
to our representative.
Yeah, Barrel Gomez, you know.
Amity.
Amity.
She'll have to.
He took
enter
care of
that
that.
in the session.
And all 3 of them should, I think it's a state bridge. By crap.
All right.
So there's a motion by Mr. Bro. Can I get a second?
Second.
Second by Mr. Pineville to send a letter to Representative Amade to, request that these bridges be named in honor of these, past service members. Request approval of the following occupational license applications: St. Mary's Storage, Napoleonville, S&S Donuts, Platenville, and Parrot Kennels, Thibodeau.
Yeah, motion, even though they open.
Motion by Mr. Alcorn,
Yeah, I'm gonna come fill it out.
second by Mr. Carter. All in favor? Opposed? Motion carried. So we are having a meeting next week to discuss the occupational license issue prior to our meeting, so we'll have an update at our next meeting.
Which is also next week,
Wednesday?
December 17th.
Any other items?
It was,
Motion adjourned by Mr. Pineville.
Remember the Christmas party.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Is it second?
Next.
Somebody else want to go home? Mr. Bro, second by Mr. Bro. All in favor? Opposed? Motion carried.